Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only, often imitated, never duplicated backyard superstar Tim Vicious. And Extreme Rules. It's probably one of the more important pay-per-views of the year because of the fact of it's right after Mania and it's right when they hit the reset button. So here we go, talking about the show. Thankfully, since I got the network, caught the pre-show, and oh my god, I am so happy. Oh, here, look. Little midget commentators. That's right. They had midget commentators, a midget referee, even a midget announcer. It was just so hilarious. And now that I think about it, if they did it right, they could make little mini characters of all of their regular guys. You know, The Little Show, the world's smallest man, Mark Henry, We M Punk, you know, Dwarf Ziggler, things like that. It was... Look that up. Seriously. Obviously, after you're done watching a show, of course, and, well, after you're done watching a show, and before you do that, please, by all means, hit the subscribe button. But WeLC, Hornswoggle versus El Torito, it was hilarious, and it was great. Which case, thank God, because, in all honesty, I was expecting this to be a complete disaster. But man, it was just so hilarious. I was on the floor in tears the whole time watching. They had little baby tables, a little step stool ladder that Hornswoggle did a body splash on, and little baby tables. It was just so hilarious. I'm getting... Okay, I'm good. El Torito won the match. He wound up doing a springboard onto Hornswoggle, and then Hornswoggle crashed through the little baby table. Yeah, I was just so happy watching that. I was like, oh my god! They actually did it right. I was saying before, somebody over in creative must have watched this show. So, Michael Hayes, I'm looking at you. So, you know, and thought, you know, we need to make this midget fight actually worthwhile. So, and they did it. So, thank you. On with the main show now. It was a triple threat elimination match, which officially no longer makes it a triple threat match. It now makes it a three-way dance. You know, and if you grew up with ECW, you understand that concept. Or if you've watched One Night Stand, then you understand the concept. You know? But it was a three-way dance. Swagger, Cesaro, Van Dam. You know, gotta really tell you, I wasn't really all that impressed with the idea of it just being a three-way dance for no reason. I mean, when they had it in ECW, they at least gave the reason with Super Crazy, Psychosis, and Tajiri, but other than that, that's the only one that I really think is the only kind of three-way dance that, with no title on the line, was worthwhile. Other than that, yeah. You know, I mean, I was kind of mad that Swagger was the first one taken out, considering, you know, like I said, I like Swagger. He's good in the ring, and he's good in the ring, and he's got a good build. He just needs more charisma. That's what it is. You know, but seeing Cesaro, he wound up taking it to Van Dam. Honest to God, I'm really bored of Rob Van Dam, and he's only been back for about, like, what, 2-3 weeks. You know, just really bored of him because, you know, it's just seeing all the same stuff that he saw back in 1998. You know, he's not doing nothing different, you know? I mean, you gotta reinvent yourself to move along with the times, and Rob's still stuck in 98 smoking joints and doing, and it's, ugh. Anyways, the big parts that I popped for in this match was Rob did the Van Daminator, which surprised me considering, you know, shot to the face. But Cesaro wound up getting the win, doing a neutralizer, hitting Van Dam on top of a trash can. Really impressed with that. Yeah, and Cesaro, hands down, definitely. Hopefully, next 5 years, hopefully sooner, we wind up seeing him headlining WrestleMania and seeing him with gold around his waist. Anyways, next one it was a handicap match. Lana was out there and wait, there was a handicap match? I'm sorry, I was distracted the whole time because I really paid no attention to the match whatsoever. I was really more distracted with Lana, and oh, for the love of God, it was so picture perfect on how she wound up coming out, and then before she even introduced Rusev, she wound up saying they're dedicating the match to Putin, which is phenomenal, and I give Vince McMahon credit where credit's due. He knows on what buttons to push to get people caught up with the ideas on patriotism and drawing heat for the heels. Because, I mean, you think about it, he did the same kind of thing for the Iron Sheik, La Resistance, you know, that Muhammad Hasif guy from, like, back in the 2000s, you know, but it, you know, even Sergeant Slaughter, yeah, but doing that, especially given everything that's going on since Putin's like a heartbeat away from pretty much getting ready to start World War III, which, if he does, you know, you may wind up seeing this show overseas. So, either way, Rusev won the match. I really could care less. More so happy that Lana was out there. And, you know, honestly, God, I would watch Lana read a phone book if I got to stare at them legs and that ass of hers. Just, good Lord! Ooh. Anyways, next matchup, it was Barrett versus Big E for the Intercontinental title. And because I promised somebody I talked to on Twitter for this, if you expected Wade Barrett to lose that match, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Okay, there you go. I did my impression. And honestly, that's what I really thought for the match, because you saw, I mean, at Elimination Chamber, that's when Wade really got over that night. You know, doing like the 4 interruptions in a row, back to back to back. That was the point where he wound up getting over with the crowd. And I for one I personally think with this gimmick that he has now, he's more himself, you know, like on how Austin was with Stone Cold, as opposed to being the Ringmaster or Stunning Steve, you know? It feels like Wade Barrett's more comfortable with this gimmick and more so himself. If that is the case, I'm really hoping that we get to see something with him down the road. You know, not gonna lie, kind of hard to picture him being a face, doing the bad news thing, aside from saying that a heels if you expect to win. You know, I really can't see it going farther than that. But if they can prove me wrong on that, you know, Ominous Dominus, God be with them. But yeah, other than that, the match itself, it was impressive. I absolutely loved it. You know, and I've been saying Big E's really good for the longest time. he moves around for a guy at least a good 20 to 30 pounds lighter than he is. You know, he's got good ring skills. Really hope something more so down the line with him down the road. Also really hope that they wind up, you know, giving him more mic time, because contrary to what some people like to think, Big E does have charisma and does have mic skills. They just don't give it to him. But he shows it constantly, whether it's on Twitter or doing those Instagram videos. Y'all just need to look it up. You know, in the back to the lecture at hand. Wade Barrett won. He's now a 4-time Intercontinental Champ. Best of luck to him on that. You know, really glad that he won that. And, you know, next matchup, it was Shield Evolution. I honest to God thought this was going to be later on down the show. Not really mad that it was. Not mad that it wasn't. Just more surprised that it was. That it was the literal mid-card match. You know, it was the match right in the middle of the show. You know, so, you know, Evolution came out, and yeah, Shield came out and everyone popped, and I'm waiting for the crowd to start doing a Titty Master chant anytime Dean Ambrose comes in a ring. You know, because that's been circulating around now, saying Dean Ambrose is the Titty Master. But the match itself, it was phenomenal. And for me, I was really surprised because they wound up actually proving me wrong. Because I've been saying up until that match, they needed a stipulation because it was going to hurt the match. It was going to kill it. It was going to take away from it. And man, was I wrong. It didn't, because, you know, they made it. They didn't make it a scientific match. You know, where, like, you know, technical aspects, but they didn't just make it like straight up brawling either, you know? And it was good. It actually, and it reminded me of a legitimate ECW 6-man tag match. And I'm not saying like everyone in the ring all at the same time kind of brawling ECW match. I mean where they had tag team matches, and you know, it would escalate to going outside and going into the crowd. And Seth Rollins jumping right off the rafter onto everyone. You know, and, you know, it was a really good, very well done match. You know, there's been rumors going around they may consider doing a War Games match at Payback. Nothing announced yet. I really hope they do. You know, I always loved War Games when I was a kid and with WCW. That was like one of the few things that I really liked from WCW and thought they did really good. You know, and I am legitimately surprised WWE has not done any of those kind of matches yet. Even especially during the brand extensions, because you could have done a War Games with Team Raw and Team SmackDown. You know? That would have been phenomenal. That would have drawn money. But, hey, anyways, back to Extreme Rules. You know, like I said, Seth wound up doing that crossbody from the balcony onto Tripp, Randy, and Dean. All that was left in the ring was Roman and Batista. Roman just looked, boom, Superman punch. Next thing you know, wound up getting him wound up sizing him up, and boom, speared him. Got the 1-2-3. Shield won that match. And hold on 1 second, my shit for what I was having for the to have the show. My listing for all my shit got fucked up. See, and this is me right here. Like I said, straight up shoot. edit or do nothing. This is just me. I fucked up right here, and I'm admitting it. And I pull all my information up right off of here, and because I took too many shots at the head. I don't remember everything, and I remember. I see the matches. I read on there what the match is, and then I remember. Who wins. But I know Shield won. That was great. Good, very well done way of getting them over. And saying they took down the big bad faction that ran this company for X amount of years ago. Alright, good. Next matchup. Steel Cage, Bray Wyatt versus Cena. It was really good. Really good. Really impressed with on how it went. It was, big thing that was confusing me though the whole time was, the whole time when John would go to climb up, you'd see Rowan and Harper just stand there like, and then he'd go down. And he did that a couple of times. And all I thought was, why don't he just go near the door then? Because then that could lead to, if they're over standing by the door, easy enough. Run, baseball slide, and kick the door right into their face. Saying that you're taking them out. But either way, it was really good. It was a good match. Bray was definitely on point with everything. Creeped me out to no other end when he did the spider walk over to the door. And then, by far, the creepiest part of the match. Cena wound up going into Cena mode, took out Bray, and then took out Harper and Rowan, and then, just as he's walking through the door to get out of it, next you get that thing, and the lights go out, and then you just hear, in this creepy demon voice, "He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands." And you just see this little, 7 or 8-year-old kid looking at Cena, singing that, and I legitimately, I was just like, what the hell? And damn near shit myself when I saw that. And that was just beautiful, because that played right into the creepy factor that Bray has. And I keep on saying that. Because, the people that I talk to here, they're like, dude, how can you like Bray Wyatt? Simple, man. His character. He is the best character-driven. He is the best character-driven wrestler that WWE's got right now. Hands down. Excuse me. Long day. Long day between work and doing this, so deal with it. If you don't like it, too bad. Anyways, Bray wound up getting the win on Cena, and then you just see Bray, Rowan, and Harper all walking back with the little kid, and oh my God, it was beautiful, and like I keep on saying, Bray, he does his promos that wind up making you sit there and scratch your head and think like, the fuck? Holy shit. It's on par with Jake Roberts. That's another big thing on why I like him. Anyways, next matchup, it was Big Mama Cool Snuka versus Paige for the for the ST Divas title. Really didn't care for this. I watched it, but I was like, Yeah, I mean, seriously, I really didn't like. Not saying it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was good either. It was more like something that you'd expect to see on Monday night. And either way, Paige won. She got the Scorpion crosslock in. And then main event time. Main event time, Bryan versus Kane. No DQ match, or in their case, it was a Extreme Rules match, considering the pay-per-view. And big gripe that I had was, for an Extreme Rules match, the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, they could have at least had one or two more matches have some kind of a stipulation to make it like, okay, yeah, these guys are pushing themselves to the extreme, like a 2 out of 3 fall match, a falls count anywhere, something like that, you know, an elimination match, elimination tag match, things like that. But either way, Kane and Bryan, they wound up they did really good. I was really impressed with it. And, yeah, Bryan, he grabbed the cane, started taking it to Kane, and, which case, it's official, by the way, Glenn Jacobs is no longer Kane. He is now the Demon Kane. Just wait for the ring announcers to start saying that. But yeah, the fight wound up going into the back. You know, saw Kane smash Bryan over on the light thing. Automatically thought from last year with Ryback and Cena that, oh crap, they're gonna have that thing break if they do it. You know, but they didn't. So next thing you know, they wound up going backstage. Saw Kane throw a TV at Bryan and hit a thing of ice water. And you saw the sparks and saw the small little bit of smoke. And for some reason, Lawler was saying, oh, that's electrical pops that you're hearing on there. No, that wasn't. No, that wasn't, you little fuck knuckle. Get your head straight. That was a random TV that they set there to go. Those pops was a microphone going... You know, either way, as it got farther in the back, another big shock that we wound up discovering was Ezekiel Jackson's face is plastered on the production truck, and Daniel Bryan knows on how to drive a forklift. But that really shouldn't come as much of a shock, because if pro wrestling has taught us anything, wrestlers are naturally able to drive any type of vehicle. You know, the hell with needing certifications and licenses. I'm a pro wrestler. I can naturally drive anything. If you don't believe me, look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, but, yeah, Bryan wound up knocking Kane out really good, put him on a skid and drove the forklift back and tossed him into the ring, then climbed up on top of the skid, and then jumped from there and did a diving headbutt onto Kane. And they started going at it again. Next thing you know, Kane pulls out a table, pulls out a tank with gas in it. Well, they said it was gas. I know for a fact it was lighter fluid, but I didn't want to kill the mood. You know, I was just like, oh shit, flaming tables, flaming tables! And next thing you know, Kane gets up on the apron with Bryan jerks it, and Kane falls back onto it, and I can tell you firsthand experience, flaming tables, they really do hurt, and if you don't move quick right after you land, the reason on why they doused Kane with that fire extinguisher right after, even though he didn't have any flames on him, the body will naturally absorb the fluid, and then that's on how you'll catch fire. Not from just hitting it. But Kane going, shaking off the CO2 from the fire extinguisher. Bryan then, wham, hits him with a running knee right out of nowhere. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Bryan wins. Really good. Hands down, probably one of the best Extreme Rules that they've done in a while. I was really impressed with it. I really liked it. You know, well, that's about all the time for this week's shoot. So, like I always tell y'all, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch all the other episodes. Look for me on Twitter at TimVicious. Make sure you also look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. I get put in Twitter jail every now and again, and yeah, it happens. I can't help it. I piss people off. It comes with the territory. I'm a natural asshole, and that's why I played such a good bad guy. That's why I played such a good heel, because I know just what to do to piss people off and to make them say, God, you know, if I just had 5 minutes with that guy, man, I would bash his fucking brains in. I would go for that constantly. I would fight tooth and nail to get you people so pissed off all the time to do that. And anytime I had somebody that mad, I would just sit there and get a little smirk and just be like, alright, yeah, I got them. I got them. I fucking got them. Also, don't forget to check out all these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. My brother from another mother, James Belmont, JX2001. That Roxy Girl, Vicky Earls. Roxy and Vicky are also on YouTube. Also have their own YouTube channels. Make sure y'all check them out. I am Danny Sunday, Monkey Morris, Helen Robinson 82, Axel Mulligan. Also don't forget to check out Axel's other account, Darren's Rambles, and his blogs on WrestlingRambles.com. Doing them for the SmackDown 15th anniversary. Hell of a good guy, educated fan. Absolutely love his reads. The Sunday Segue, Kenny, can't wait to get back on the show again. And Ollie, I'm getting Beat the Clock Challenge, me versus Ollie Ben. Ollie, I'm taking Alpha Brains now, so your young brain's going up against me, and we're going, we're going to go one-on-one. Best man win. Hopefully, and if I don't win, don't worry. I'll use the time machine to screw your ass up so that way I can. Cranky Grandpa, thank you, Sydney, for reminding me and motivating my ass to fix Cranky Asshole's name on here to Cranky Grandpa. Legion, Lady Aaron, Oliver Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Also, don't forget to check out Ollie Ben's and Masked Mark's TNA Turnaround. And like I tell you all the time, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.